1, 2. Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Scott Sports 101, Thursday Night Football postgame show. Cooper Cup and Nayuka have missed most of the season due to injury, and the Los Angeles Rams' dismal record reflected it last night at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. When both star receivers came back for the same primetime showcase, they provided exactly what Matthew Stafford, on the Rams have been missing all year, and it was something the Minnesota Vikings couldn't match. Cooper Cup caught a touchdown pass, and Mayuka had 106 yards receiving in their returns to the lineup, and Stafford passed for 279 yards and 4 TDs in the Los Angeles Rams' 30-20 victory over the Vikings Thursday night. And Demarcus Robinson caught 2 TD passes from Stafford for the Rams, who are now 3-4, who won back-to-back games for the first time this season with 386 yards from an offense that looked exponentially more dangerous with its 2 top receivers in uniform. They brought a lot of energy to our team and a ton of confidence, said Stafford, who had thrown just 3 TD passes in the Rams' first 6 games combined. It's not only just the offense. I know the defense feels it too when these guys are out there making plays. After missing the previous 5 games, Nayuka had 7 catches while posting the 8th 100-yard game of his short career. Cup returned from a 4-game absence with catches for 51 yards, including a 27-yard grab for a key first down late in the fourth quarter. It was just so much fun. Cup said, offensively, we were just able to find ways to keep the sticks moving. You guys were just doing their jobs, and it was pretty cool to see us going. Karen Williams rushed for 97 yards and caught an early TD pass for the Rams. Robinson caught a 25-yard TD pass late in the third quarter to put Los Angeles ahead and made a 10-yard TD catch with 6:17 to play for a 28-20 lead. Brian Young then sacked Sam Darnold for a safety with 1:36 left, grabbing Darnold's face mask on the play. Officials didn't throw a flag, sealing the Rams' second win in 5 days after going 1-4 before their bye. I believe in this group, said Coach Sean McVay, who became the winningest coach in Rams history. With his 80th victory, I saw resolve. I didn't see a flinch. We've done a good job for getting ourselves back to where we want to be. McVay also won his first head-to-head meeting with Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell, who was his offensive coordinator during the Rams' Super Bowl championship season 3 years ago. I think we were close on some plays, O'Connell said, but when you're playing against that quarterback and those 3 receivers getting healthy and getting out there and making some plays for them, I just think it comes down to whether we can get enough rush and coverage working together to maybe not give a quarterback like that a couple of extra clicks. Darnold passed for 240 yards for the Vikings, who are now 5-2, who followed up their first loss of the season with an ineffective defensive performance. Minnesota also lost starting left tackle Christian Darrisaw to a left knee injury late in the first half. Justin Jefferson had 8 receptions for 115 yards, while Josh Oliver and Trent Sherfield caught TD passes from Darnold. Minnesota was held to just 2 field goals in the final 3 quarters. As an offense, we've got to just be more consistent, Darnold said. The face mask, it is what it is. I thought we could have done a lot not to put ourselves in the situation we were in. Stafford threw at least 4 TD passes for the 16th time in his career, including 4 with the Rams. The veteran also posted past Dan Marino, for 9th place in NFL history in total completions. Both teams scored touchdowns on their first 2 drives in the front of a sellout crowd at SoFi Stadium. Darnold went 8 for 8 on those drives, while Stafford clearly enjoyed having his 2 favorite targets back in uniform. Williams caught a short pass on the Rams' opening drive and scored a touchdown in his 10th consecutive game. The Vikings hadn't allowed a TD in the first quarter all season, and the Rams hadn't scored on their first drive all season. Byron Murphy intercepted an overthrown pass by Stafford in the third, and Minnesota went up 17-14, and Jefferson extended the drive with a bobbling one-handed reception. Vikings tight end T.J. Hawkinson had a knee injury, and guard Dalton Reisner had a back injury. Were out. Barisal got injured while Minnesota was trying to run out the clock to end the first half. O'Connell had no post-game update. Rams rookie wide receiver Jordan Whittington was inactive with a shoulder injury. Safety Cam Curl injured his knee in the first quarter, but returned in the second half. And so the Vikings will have to regroup to try to get another victory, even though this was their first loss of the season. They host Indianapolis, the Colts, on Sunday Night Football this Sunday, and the Rams are in Seattle to take on the Seahawks. But I took Minnesota, and so did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. And so, and we both lost on that one. You'll get the rest of the picks on Sunday. And right now, I'm going to give the game balls to the LA Rams. Matthew Stafford, 25 of 34 carries and attempts, 279 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. I think it's Keller Williams. Kyrene Williams, excuse me. 23 attempts, 97 yards, and Puka Nakua, 7 receptions, 106 yards. And Matthew Stafford stands a good chance to be my NFL Player of the Week. Last week, I gave it to Jared Goff for that big victory against Dallas last week. Actually, you know what I'm getting for the comeback victory against the Lions. And also Jordan Love for that victory against the Texans. They got it for last week. But we have a plethora of football action coming up Sunday. Being with the early 1 o'clock games. Baltimore Ravens are here in Cleveland to take on the Browns. I'm not expecting the Browns to beat Baltimore. It would be nice, but we're not expecting it. The Titans are in Detroit to take on the Lions. The Colts are in Houston to take on the Texans. The Green Bay Packers are in Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. The Arizona Cardinals are in Miami to take on the Dolphins. The Jets are in Foxborough at Gillette Stadium to take on the Patriots. The Atlanta Falcons are in Tampa, Florida to take on Brady and the Bucks at Raymond James Stadium. The Eagles are in Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. These are the late 4 o'clock games now. The other Browns are out the early games. Now the 4 o'clock games. The Saints are in SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California to take on the Chargers. The Bills are in Seattle to take on the Seahawks. And the Chicago Bears are in Washington at FedEx Field to take on the Commanders. The Carolina Panthers are in Denver to take on the Broncos at Empire Field at Mile High. And rounding out the late afternoon games, the Kansas City late afternoon games, the 4 o'clock games. Excuse me, I'm trying to get my words out here. The Kansas City Chiefs are in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Sunday Night Football, the Dallas Cowboys are in Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California to take on the 49ers. And Monday Night Football, the New York Giants are at Ascot Stadium in Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. So that's how this week shapes up for football in the NFL. And I know I'm getting off track here on this Thursday Night Football postgame show tonight. Right now, the Cavs are in their home opener playing the Detroit Pistons, leading by 4, 83-79, with 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And the Cavs, it was 29-28 at the end of Detroit at the end of the first quarter. And then the Cavs had 37 points in the second quarter to Detroit's 26. And they had 65, and it was tied at 65 at halftime. And the Cavs have had 18 points in the third quarter, and the Pistons have had 24 points. Actually, no, they had 55, excuse me. So it was 65, 55 Cavs at the half. Cavs had the lead at halftime, excuse me. And right now for the Cavs, it's right now leading the scoring for the Cavs. It's Jared Allen right now with 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 assist. Evan Mobley Dean Wade not too bad, 13 points and 3 assists, and Evan Mobley with 12 points and 3 rehabs and 2 assists. So we'll see if it gets now. Oh, they just scored a 3-pointer. It's 86-79. Cavs up by 7 with 54 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Wow, and Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell both have 11 points. So we'll see if they can hang on and get the victory in this game tonight. So and so that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football postgame show and a little NBA update show. And I'll be back on Sunday with the Browns and NFL early games pregame show, the early games pregame show, and all the other ones afterwards, including Monday nights the following night. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.